name is Alfred Womble. Everybody know me as Big Chief Al Cheyenne gang. Well, actually, my father marries. My family is the only tribe in the city that's totally a family tribe. Most tribes are members of the community. Each tribe represents a segment of New Orleans. But my tribe is a family tribe. Everybody in my tribe is related. My father marries, so back in the early 60s, about 63 or 64, before King died, I started dancing in elementary. The Mardi Gras Indians come under, right now, 4 different banners. One of the older banners came from slavery, okay? And that's what most people assimilate to. If you're going to see some of the costumes, some of my older costumes, I have red Indians. You know, this year I have brown Indians. And the red man symbolized the American Indian. And it's when the slaves left the plantation and ran to American Indians for shelter and somewhere to go to get from the slave masters. Another culture is the downtown culture, which you'll see when you go see Tootie and them, Mammoth and them. They don't make people, they make designs and abstract beadwork. And that come under my anchor. The third banner is a guy named Victor. You might read Victor, Fayaya. And Victor makes the only African costume under the Mardi Gras Indian banner. Now I've changed my banner from the slave, which was with the red man. And I said, you see the brown people in my suit, because I've been doing my history, and I found out that there were actually black Indians here. Your suit supposed to tell a story. And this thing is based off of my wife, my big queen. She's been sick for years. She's been had about 4 or 5 serious surgeries every year. And so I started off with a simple thing. Me carrying her through the waterfall. In the background I drew an angel, helped me carry her through the waterfall. When I first started dancing in the early 60s, they had a few queens. And as I got to be a teenager, the queens kind of faded to the background, because back then, queens would walk on the side of the cheese, but when they meet a tribe, the queen was escorted out the street, because we used to fight. And when I met my wife, I really didn't think she was going to actually marry at first. I solicited her help to help me make my suit. And she started sewing, and every year she got better and quicker and faster than me and better than me. And she said, baby, I want to be a queen. She wanted the mask. I said, well, you know what, you deserve the mask. You put this much work in. So I allowed her the mask. Since the queens have stepped in, they've actually taken over, quite as kept. The queens have organized, what's the name of y'all groups, baby?
Queens of the Nation.
The Queens of the Nation. Last year we went to Mexico. The queens are really bringing the tribes together more. A couple of years, me and my wife did a few things when we were living uptown. And we would invite all the kids to come into the house. She would cook dinner for them, help with their homework. And we were teaching them math, teaching them soap to get them off the street, because we were on Second and Dry. It was kind of dangerous back then. And we were giving the kids an outlet to come off the condo. To me, Katrina was a self-made disaster. When I went to Dallas and tell them what I had seen in the Superdome, the way I felt like when they first got there with the soldiers and the Marines, and they rushed in, they had troops with shotguns, troops with AKs, and they just run through the place. They would come down, they came there initially to put down the resistance. And so we met so many of my sons' friends. And Mama told them boys, go get all them boys that's not with their parents. A lot of them boys on their own. And we gathered up a lot of them. And I got a group of guys together, and we took over a large area. And we went up in the top, and we came down with the food, and we fed the people every day. I set a makeshift kitchen, and I got all the mothers, all the wives that started cooking. And I got my sons to protect all the families, the children in our area. And we had got all the ice. I told everybody, I said, don't go get no alcohol. Everybody was stealing liquor. I said, get the ice. So we was able to give everybody a cold drink of water, The police got to the point they were so afraid, the military told them to get out the way. About 5 years ago, I was singing Indian Raid. Now, Indian Raid is a prayer that every chief must sing before he leaves his home. It's a prayer that every Indian chief sings when he closes out or open up any type of practice or activity that we do. I was standing in front of my house one year singing Indian Raid, and the police interrupted me. I said, "Hold up, chief." I said, "Maybe you don't understand what you're doing." I said, "This is a sacred prayer that I'm saying." He said, "I know what it is." He said, "But you got some guys over there need to talk to you." I said, "No, I can't talk to nobody while I'm saying the prayer." He said, "Bro, stop for 1 minute. I'm going to get out your way." He said, "These guys are from England, and they showed me some paperwork where they bought the rights to Indian Raid." I said, "Well, I don't know how they got them, who sold them the rights, but they had it from England." So they came over, and they were trying to talk to me. I told the police, I said, "Bro, listen, tell you something, how I feel about this." I said, "These people standing in front of my door and stop me while I'm singing in the radio, you about to bring me to jail. I'm put it on." He said, "Well, I tell you what, chief, I'm going to bring him in front of you, and we're going to turn our back." And I called my gang. I said, "Make a circle around him." I wasn't playing with him. And I explained to them how I felt about my culture, about this prayer that you bought on paper. I said, "You need to go back to England while you can leave from this neighborhood." They do not support us. No form, no fashion. We get no help from them other than the Jazz and Heritage Festival. And I think it's a shame the way they exploit us nationwide, and they really just ignore us. You know, and people come from all over the world to see the Mardi Gras Indians. And the city really don't help us at all. And this guy offered me $10,000, the owner of Protocol. He offered me $10,000 to make him a costume because he wanted to bring a white tribe. I told him, hell no. Now, it's no longer an uptown, downtown rival. I teach it to all the young kids. There's only two kind of Indians, and that's innovators and duplicators. And most Indians are duplicators. They see a picture or see a suit from last year before last, and they try to imitate that suit. And I try to teach the kids, don't worry about how pretty that person is and how much he spent. Create your own art. Your Mardi Gras Indian suit is a representation of your art, and you're going to interview a lot of chiefs, and I'm not trying to hurt their feelings, but I don't give a lot of them credit. Because if you got 10 people, 20 people sewing for you year round, that's not your artwork. You can't go buy a Rembrandt or Picasso and say 20 people painted it. It's not authentic. Everything you see on my suits, I drawed it, I beat it, I stoned it, I decorated it, I hooked it up, I designed it. My first 3 years of Master Indian, we were a poor family. And I wanted to mask so bad my first year too. I didn't have no money and I didn't really know the craft. But I knew I wanted to be a Mardi Gras Indian. So I got me some cowboy. I was in like 3rd grade, 2nd grade. And I cut me some cowboy. I made me a cowboy suit. Plain cowboy. And I came around the corner of my road tavern ballroom, and I was hollering, screaming, jumping, and everybody was laughing. And the kids were so mean back then. They were just brutally mean. They were throwing rocks, hitting the car, boom, boom. And my mother looked at me, she did cry, said, "Baby, please don't let me take it off." But I refused to take it off. And the next year I made another cowboy suit, but I did a little step further. I got me a box of crayon that year. And I colored me some of that cowboy horses and stuff. But eventually I evolved, and as you see up there, I got those crystal feathers, me and my wife. And I try to tell all the kids, don't give up. No matter how much money you don't have or you do have, You keep doing your craft, your artwork, and one day you're going to get your own crystal feather. If I can make an impact, I would just like to let the kids know to keep passing it down from generation to generation like I was taught. To pass it down from my daddy to me, from my children to my grandchildren, to keep it alive, to keep the spirit of who we are. Not so much as just a Mardi Gras Indian, but as a black American Indian, an African descendant. See, when you hear the drums, when you hear the beats of the drums, it's spiritual. It brings out something in your spirit. The drums speak to you. And I would just like to let the generation know if we let the music die, this gonna die, the culture gonna die. So just keep the music coming, keep the drums alive. And if they could do that, we'd be all right.
Time.
Oh, they got
I'm hoping I went all the way.